welcome again. So, till now I have shown you the basic brain structure, and the brain looks like this. Again, just to reiterate, frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, temporal lobe, cerebellum. So, we will be largely interested in this structure when we talk of mind, although other parts do contribute. But how does thought, emotion and behavior arise from this? If you look at the brain anatomy, and if you broadly I tell you the functions of the, starting from the top, this structure called parietal lobe. This is where all the sensations of the body go. Now, it has a representation, various parts of bodies are represented from the top. Like big toe has a representation, maximum representation here, the face would be somewhere here, the fingers would be somewhere here, the mouth is somewhere here. So, from top to this middle area, the various areas of body are represented. Touch, heat, pain, everything first goes here. Frontal lobe has a motor area. It is divided by this what you call a sulcus. So, brain, if you look at the picture of the brain, if you see this, it is a huge structure which is folded. Each fold on the top of this fold is called gyri, and these divisions are called sulcus. If you look at it, this is a fissure. Fissure is like a division between the two. This is another one, and that is how all the lobes actually get into shape. This is, if you cut the brain from between, this is one of the hemispheres. So, the frontal lobe is where speech is generated, especially the left part of it, which is called Broca's area. Frontal lobe has motor area which controls the opposite side of the movement of the body. Parietal lobe is sensation. Occipital lobe is where you see from. All the signals from the eye go there to form the image. Temporal lobe is one where memory, listening, receiving words, all those areas are within this temporal lobe. Pons and medulla are deeper structure where the movements of eyeball, the eyeball muscles, the respiratory muscles, and all that involuntary control of the body is done from medulla. This is a very, very broad division I am telling you. If you look at anatomy, as I was telling, and this is the type of network which goes. This 10 to the power 11 neurons have to be connected to each other. This is the type of bands of neurons which connect. It is huge. It is just a very simplified presentation of it. Corpus callosum, as I told you, connects the two hemispheres. But still it does not tell you, how did we know that these areas have certain function. If you just read this name called Fennes gauge, in 1848, he was a gentleman who was working on a field, and this huge rod, iron rod actually blew off from something and actually went through his left frontal lobe, through his eyes. He should have died with the type of injury, but he survived. But what was found, that his personality had changed. A man who was very quiet suddenly became very, very explosive, given to anger outburst, unable to decide, make judgments, and then it was assumed that probably this damage to the brain has changed his personality, which was indeed so, because future research showed that the damage to this area of brain on the left side of your frontal lobe, on the outside, which is the convex area, can change your personality. But if the damage is from within, there is a different change which happens. Any psychiatry textbook will tell you. So, Fennes gauge, it was unfortunate, but his injury told us a lot. The further understanding came from this neurosurgeon's work called Penfield. When he was operating in epileptic patient, because epilepsy is a condition where people get recurrent seizures and some of them are intractable, we are unable to treat them with medication. So, when he was operating, he realized by putting electrical stimulation to certain areas, certain limbs will move or certain other action will happen. That also helped us in telling us that there are different areas of brain which have different localization of function. Another step was in our understanding was from Paul Broca. Broca found that there are certain patients who have problem in speaking, in expressing their speech, or even if they spoke, they spoke in broken language. When these patients were studied way back, what they found was that this certain area of the brain, like here, this was damaged because of a problem in blood flow, what you call a stroke or an infarct. And this study was more or less consistent. These findings were very robust, and that led us to the discovery of what we now call a Broca's area. It is in the left frontal, which is called a Broca's area. Any damage to it causes Broca's aphasia, and now we know that even in 90% people, the speech is situated in this Broca's areas here. Any damage to Broca area will lead to what we call a motor aphasia, problem in expression of speech. Beyond this, what was also found, that if this damage which was in the frontal lobe happens in the confluence of this temporal lobe, then people can speak, but they cannot comprehend what was being said to them. That means they cannot make a meaning out of the word. So, they could still hear from the ear, but they are not able to comprehend. Now, with these two discovery, it was further strengthened that there are areas localized, but that still could not explain that how do people still understand and reply and write. So, in some people it was found that they can speak, they can listen, but still when they can't connect. And that gave us the first idea that there can be networks which are connecting areas, and this aphasia is called conduction aphasia. And now we have, when we have the whole imaging thing, I am just giving an example how the brain really works in the area of our gross motor activity. So, this is comprehension and word generation which uses various inputs, and these are the type of areas which get activated. You can see the arrows, the image goes here, then it goes here, then the words are here, it is projected to the frontal lobe which makes a meaning of it. Similarly, these type of networks which work, these are the type of areas when you are passively viewing the words, when you are really not giving much meaning to it. These are the areas, as I said, temporal lobe listens. This is the frontal, parietal, occipital, temporal. These are the areas which get activated when you are listening to the words. Temporal, this is occipital. When you are speaking, there are a lot more areas which get activated, because it has to look into the memory of the word and then reproduce, generating verbs. So, once people got this basic idea of that there may be connections between areas, then there was a whole hunt for networks and connections. So, I am just showing few of them. Lashley was working with rats. Rats are very smart actually. In fact, if you look at it, when I was talking about whether we are different from animals, there have been indexes which have been used called encephalization index, which is the size of the brain versus the cerebrum, the size of the skull versus the body weight versus, there are so many indexes which have been worked. So, in fact, rats have encephalization which is almost like human beings. So, what makes us different? Is it the size or is it the connection? Let's discover that. Rats are very smart when they are put in a maze, and so and if the direction of the maze is changed or if obstacles are put in the way to get, so they have to have an incentive to move in that maze and go and find a food. So, direction of the maze was changed, but rats are, after training, lesions were made, like a stroke makes a lesion in the human brain, a tumor or injury makes a lesion in the brain, cortical lesions are made. Then different locations are also shown, but rats still learn it. But if a lesion is made which is not very specific and it is a larger thing, then they will get lost. It means Lashley said that it is not exactly the point of lesion which causes the problem, it is the size, because if it is a bigger thing, it will destroy the network. That was the idea which Lashley brought out, but the real fillip came in understanding with this 1949 paper of Donald Hebb, which is available on the internet if you read it. Hebb brought out almost like a what you these days you call a network theory or a graph theory in mathematics. He said that, we will discuss about Hebb in further presentation also, that there are connections between neurons, reciprocal connections, and neurons connect to each other by the function which they are subserving. So, he brought out a famous statement that neurons that wire together fire together. So, he was saying that 10 to the power 11 neurons form the connections with each other, not all of them are connected to every other neuron, but look at it, each neuron out of these 10 to the power 11 neurons, each one of them has 1000 to 10,000 inputs coming to it. I showed you the axon and dendrite. So, the dendrites of each one of them receives 1000 to 10,000, that increases the synapses to 10 to the power 15. Now, all of them will not be connected to each other, but each neuron in cortex, those 6 layers, each neuron in cortex is just 2 or 3 synapse neurons away. So, from one, if you want to say point A and you want to reach a neuron say point D, so what you will have a B and C in between, or if say D to J, you will find 2 or 3. So, each neuron is connected in the cortex through a network, and this is the theory of social networking also. Like one of the best theories says that each person in a social network is connected to the other just by 6 steps, by 6 people. You can connect anybody to anybody through 6 steps. So, similar complicated networks appears in the cortex, where each neuron is not directly connected to the other, but each neuron has 1000 to 10,000 connections. But if you want to reach from one neuron to another, it will be 2 or 3 steps. This is a type of network which brain has formed. How and why is something which we have to discover. So, broadly it is understood that there are maps, there are networks in the brain. This is the type of network which you see. Now, just to look at one basic, before we come to the mind and more abstract, I will tell you what are the difference between the mind and the body. Although we say that structure and function, they are all intertwined. This is the broad thing, just look at it. This is a sensory motor area, sensory and motor. Sensations come here. So, when I told you the example of prick and we remove your hand, what you do, the spinal cord is doing it, but the information comes here. Sensations come here, the sensations are processed, the signal is sent to the motor area. The motor area decides whether you have to pull your hand or push your hand into whatever stimulus is there. Broca's areas I have already told you, this is the auditory area where you hear, this is the visual areas, and this is the gyrus I was telling you. Now, if you just look at this in a simple way, this is a motor cortex in the frontal area. The signal comes to the spinal cord, it crosses here and goes to the opposite side. Right. So, this is the type of, this is the places where motor neurons actually work. This is the whole picture. So, you saw the sixth layer where the white matter was originating. They form it here, they come here, they cross here and go to control the opposite side. The sensations also come from the peripheral nerves, they come up, they cross and go to the other side. This is another picture of motor area. Like again, just you see this? It is coming from the sixth layer all through this, crossing and controlling the movement on the other side. There is another picture of cell body. This is what I was telling you, how it is presented in the body. If you look at it, this is this area. Okay? Your mouth has this much presentation. Your foot is here, like it is going dip like this. When it goes like this, the whole presentation is here. And these are the body organs, you can recognize it. Thumb, the hand has such a big representation in the brain, in the sensory areas. Then there are other structures called basal ganglia, which if you cut the brain like in this section, take out a slice of like you take out a slice of a lemon or an orange, you will find this structure called basal ganglia. Basal ganglia has lot of structures within that: caudate nucleus, globus pallidus, putamen. Basal ganglia is a structure. So, this gives you the whole picture, and there is a structure called cerebellum. So, this whole system forms the motor system. Now, what is a motor system? Motor system is what controls your movement. I showed you the picture of basal ganglia. Basal ganglia are deeply connected with the whole cortical layers. There is a structure called, in the midbrain there is a structure called thalamus. Remember this thalamus, because thalamus is a coordination center for all the senses which are coming. I will show you in the next slide. Basal ganglia are the structure, deep structures within the brain, which are the decision makers for movement. And one of the commonest disease which you would have heard about is Parkinson's disease, where people have tremors, their hands become very rigid. It is because of a certain chemical disturbance in the basal ganglia. Now, basal ganglia itself does not generate movement, but it is eventually, when the decision for movement is made, that fine tuning. Cerebellum is another structure which is lying almost at the base. You can see it here. Now, cerebellum is about the fine tuning of movement. So, a lot of people who have tremors, a lot of people who have difficulty in walking, and if the peripheral body is not damaged, actually have a problem either in basal ganglia or cerebellum. So, this is about the physical part of it. The physical part of it is like this somatosensory. I was talking about thalamus. Thalamus is a part of midbrain. It is like if you have a huge computer department, you have a centralized computer system. The thalamus is not only the relay center, all sensations have to pass through thalamus, all movements have to pass through basal ganglia. The sensation goes to thalamus, thalamus passes it on to the cortex. This is a somatosensory. The sensations come from below and You can see this. It comes, it crosses, it goes up to thalamus, thalamus to that parietal lobe. Auditory function, it comes through the ear. See this? Vision. Now, give a second and think. At a given point of time, so many things are going into your head. The touch, where you are sitting, the foot, I am sitting because my body is balanced properly. You are listening at the video and looking at it because your body is balanced. You are seeing at the video, at the same time you are hearing a voice. So many sensations. The temperature, the discomfort, the comfort, everything is going into your head all the same time, and your mind is taking all that at a given point of time and creating a self. It is creating a unity, it is creating you who is able to balance all this thing. How does brain manage it? With this so many neurons firing at the same time, not all of them are firing, but suppose when you are watching this video at this time, see how many things are happening. You are watching, your visual system is active, you are listening, you are sitting on a chair, all those bodily sensation, your face in a certain balanced way, your body in a balanced way, you are not falling, your brain is firing continuously to keep a certain tone in the body, so that you just do not go flopping. And this is how the brain manages the physicality of it. So, why I am spending time on this, that this is a higher function of the brain, not the highest function may be thinking, but now people may say this is not a part of the mind, agreed, but if you separate this, there will be no mind either. You can't remove your body and really have a mind, because mind is also formed of all these sensations of what is going inside, what you are listening to me, you are listening to your voice, at the same time you may have your phone ringing, all these things go on to make the mind. So, people who ignore all these bodily functions do it at a peril of removing a major important part. Now, I would also briefly tell you what happens with the auditory system. Auditory system is, there is a sound wave, which is a pressure wave, mechanical wave, it goes within your ear, there is a tympanic membrane, which the air goes in and it shakes. There are 2 or 3 bones inside, which again take that frequency and pass it on the inner ear. Inner ear has a membrane and a slightly looped structure called cochlea, which has some calcium cells and all. Now, together they give you the balance. The cochlea and the fluid inside with calcium, it keeps your body in balance. So, there are a lot of people who get giddiness, can have a problem there, but this membrane is wonderful. All of you who have studied the engineering and mathematics, with this wave, the inner ear does a natural Fourier transform. So, Fourier may have discovered, but brain is already doing it. That membrane, the higher frequencies are caught at the base, where it is attached to that outer structure, and the lower frequencies towards the end, and that fluctuates. It falls on certain cells, which turn this movement to electricity. When we will talk about the functioning and electricity, we will see. Similarly, when you look at the vision, see, this is the visual system. This is your eye, lights fall on the retina, that means a photon falls on the retina and jumps an electron in a protein called rhodopsin, that sets in an electrical current. Now, left side of the field goes to the right side of the brain, occipital lobe, and vice versa. How does it happen? It crosses like this. Now, the fibers which are coming from this side will cross to the other side, and fibers which are coming from this side will cross. So, the whole left side will go this side, and this will come to this side. So, this is the right side of the vision, this is the left side. I hope you get it. It is purely mathematical. So, left side goes to the right side and right goes to the left. Again, right hemifield, left hemifield. So, the whole left side, this and this come to the right and this comes to the left. In between, again as I said, there is a relay center. No sensation can pass relay center. Even the auditory signal goes to the relay center and the visual thing also. It goes to what you call a lateral geniculate nucleus. Do not burden yourself with the name, just understand the process. You can always get the names on the books and all that. The great part is that once a visual signal comes in or the auditory signal comes in, as I said, it is a Fourier transform. Within that lateral, the thalamus, that geniculate nucleuses, the auditory signal is presented in tonotopic presentation, but the frequencies are divided. So, it is like a pattern. Similarly, in visual, it is a topographic. So, if you give a present object, whatever light is coming, it will be represented in the fibers itself in a topographic manner. It is not that the whole object goes like this, it is presented in layers from left, right, left, right, left. The signals from both eyes, they are combined till it reaches these layers. See, these belong to one field, one eye, these belong to other eye, right. See, if you see this, axons from one eye are labeled. This reaches the 6 layers of visual cortex, which are very, very specialized. So, lateral geniculate nucleus is thalamus, you can see this. This goes here, left goes here. Each of these layers is so specialized that one of them will look at the edges, one of them will look at the movement, one of them will look at the depth, not all of them. So, to end with it, you got it. So, it is a topographic representation. So, eye forms a image which is again projected to the deeper center of the brain in temporal lobe, which decides what it is all about. The same image, part of it image goes to the parietal lobe, which says where is it located, which is the space and time. Temporal time and parietal is space. So, where is guessed in parietal, what is it goes in the temporal. They again unite to form and send it to higher cortex, which is the frontal lobe, which is a network. Now, we come to the network, and maybe I will end at this, and the next lecture start from where I am leaving, so that you can correlate how the whole mind thing is formed now. Thank you.